President Ilir Meta came out at a press conference stating that the majority is trying to create enemies to undermine Albania's EU integration. Ahmetaj announced that the 4,000 families affected by the earthquake will celebrate the 2021 New Year in their new homes. The German federal police donated 7 police vehicles to the Albanian police force in the value of 327,000 euros. It's 6 o'clock on Friday, the 6th of March, 2020. Good evening and thank you for tuning in to the English edition of Ora News. My name is Christopher, bringing you the only update of the local Albanian news translated into English. President Ilir Meta came out at a press conference stating that the majority is trying to create enemies. He calls Prime Minister Edi Rama's accusations insane that he is trying to undermine Albania's EU integration. Is there any lie being told here? Referring to the letter sent to the Commissioner for Enlargement. Ilir Meta had mentioned the letter is translated into Albanian. With these scandals, the path only gets worse, inventing enemies that the president has allegedly told these ministers who have come to avoid the negotiations. Meta also responded to the Speaker of the Parliament, Gramos Rucci. Speaking at a press conference with his Austrian counterpart, Parliament Speaker Gramos Rucci stated that he had not used the Speaker's microphone for a party problem during his second term in office. Nearly 2 hours later, the head of state called on Rucci that the time has come to position himself on the side of the rule of law or with the mafia group. I was listening to the Speaker of Parliament at a press conference on this issue a while ago, and I have only one very friendly and institutional and societal question. Why should the situation arise when the President, in a timely manner, asks for cooperation and constitutional loyalty and to act as soon as possible for the first member of the Constitutional Court and receive no response? Rather, on the contrary, 3 hours before deciding on their vacancies, has made a public message that all of Albania has heard. At least I think he, in support of the rule of law, will seek an investigation into the case of the Ministry of Justice because he understands very well that it is an intolerable offense that he may have had the idea that the decision was published by the KED. The new facts that emerged require an analysis to position itself on the side of the rule of law or on the side of the mafia group that is annihilating the small amount of legitimacy left in the Assembly. Meta went to a press conference to clarify the letter he has sent to the Enlargement Commissioner. Parliament Speaker Gramos Rucci comments on the report with President Ilir Meta. My relations with the President need not be invented by the Constitution of Albania. One of the main functions of the Parliament is its legislative duty to make the laws, as the President has the right to legislate or enact them. Each institution is as sovereign as Parliament, and the President, for the decrees it adopts, for returns or reconsideration in Parliament. Parliament will consider the latter as I speak with my vote in the Assembly. Gramos Rucci told reporters at a press conference with the President of the Austrian Parliament, Mr. Wolfgang Sobotka. Rucci also said that Meta is welcomed in the Assembly as he is forced by the Constitution to welcome him. The Constitution obliges me to welcome the President whenever he wishes to visit Parliament, and I will welcome and read every message he would send to the Parliament. Has Gramos Rucci talked to Mr. Meta about the situation as the old socialist that he is? My meetings with the President are within the constitutional and legal framework. Your question as the old socialist that you are, have I or have I not met him? Well, you already know that the President is depoliticized by the Constitution, but that I am who I am not bound by the Constitution these 2 years have been totally depoliticized. I believe I did not use the microphone of the Speaker of the Parliament for a second for a problem related to the party. Seen in this sense, if the President needs majority positions, this has party structures he can call on, or they can call a meeting if they have a problem with the President. Gramos Rucci had mentioned. Meanwhile, the President of the Austrian Parliament, Mr. Wolfgang Sobotka, called for a seat at the table to find a dialogue. No one is good if the conflicts are made public. It is a good tradition that when you have different perspectives, to sit down and choose to improve the living standards of those who have chosen you, Sobotka said. The Speaker of the Austrian Parliament is in Tirana as part of an official visit and is foreseen to meet with President Ilir Meta. The Minister of Reconstruction, Arben Ahmetaj, came out at a press conference today where he spoke about the reconstruction process following the November 26th earthquake. Ahmetaj announced that today the fund of 8.7 billion lek has been spent for the reconstruction of individual housing, and that next week the competition for their reconstruction has been announced. Today we spent the 8.7 billion Albanian lek for individual housing construction. 6.5 billion Albanian lek have been allocated for the Albanian Development Fund, which will build 2,100 buildings, and 2.2 billion Albanian lek for the municipality of Tirana, which will build 889 dwellings. The individual dwellings will be of the 1+1, 2+1, and 3+1 floor plans. I would like to inform all interested parties from the companies of the Chambers of Commerce that the international competition of the Municipality of Tirana and the Albania Development Fund for the construction of the 3,400 individual dwellings will be announced next week. The minister said that within this year, construction sites will be open in the areas affected by the earthquake and that 4,000 families will celebrate the 2021 New Year in their new homes. We will make public announcements based on the law as well as financial announcements for international companies that want to participate in the housing reconstruction. In-depth evaluation is continuing as forecasted. The Institute of Construction completes the process on March 31st and the Municipality of Tirana on April 23rd. The reconstruction will be carried out to the highest standard. The flats will be resistant to earthquakes above 9 on the Richter scale and will have a technology that saves energy by up to 30%. We are engaged as the Prime Minister that has stated that around 4,000 families on December 31st, 2020 to 2021 will celebrate the new year in their new homes according to the models we have presented. I want to share with the citizens that although this is a unique program, we are convinced that we are doing the right thing for the Albanian citizens. Reconstruction has entered a new phase, concrete steps, and within this year, there will be open construction sites in Durrës, Tirana, Thumana, Leja, and every other place affected by the earthquake. And finally, the German Federal Police donated 7 police vehicles to the Albanian police force. In his speech, Director RTV Ora said that the value of these vehicles is 327,000 euros, while emphasizing that the frequent renovation of the police fleet further improves the performance of police structures. The Federal Police Presidency has donated to the General Directorate of State the Police in Albania 7 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vehicles worth around 327,000 euros. And today we are here in this simple yet meaningful ceremony to receive the delivery from the Ambassador, His Excellency, Mr. Zingraf, these high-speed vehicles logged and equipped with police decals, which will be used in the Tirana Rapid Intervention Unit. This fundraiser adds to the funds and other donations from the German Federal Ministry of Interior Structures over the years. The frequent refurbishment of the police fleet and with new and high-quality vehicles further improves the performance of the police structures and at the same time the working and service conditions of the police officers. I congratulate them on their work and dedication to the tasks assigned. RTV had mentioned. German Ambassador Peter Zingraf said in his speech that these means can now be reached more quickly at the scenes. These are 7 crew vehicles that, according to the German model, will have to serve for the rapid and secure transport of rapid intervention unit troops to the mission sites. With these tools, you are now able to respond in a modern way, to different mission statements. We want to take another step forward. We will send trainers from the German police. We are ready to share our experience and support you further in your endeavors. We are present in Albania and remain a partner in security issues. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the English edition of Ora News. My name is Christopher, and you can find me every Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. to hear the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Ora News, thank you so much and good night.